Art is my passion. I mean, it's really my passion. I love art and art loves me. That's what I always say. That's my slogan. I consider myself as a postmodernist when it comes to art style. I don't follow any school of art. I don't follow any traditional or classical art tradition. I just want to be myself. I am Adel Al-Abbasi. This is my art space, my temple, my sanctuary. I consider myself as a postmodernist artist. I was born in Manama. My father is from Muharraq and my mother is from Manama around the Souk. So I can say that I got the best of the two and I know the tale of the two cities. I went to, for school or for education, I went to public school. I started in Manama and primary school. From there, I graduated mechanical diesel engineering. I learned a lot of my technical skills. I learned welding, I learned carpentry, I learned casting, I learned machinery. So most of my technical mindset, which is helping me today for sculpting, even in art, so all came from my technical school. And then I moved. From there I went to the US to pursue my higher education. I did my BS in management. Then I moved again from technical to management. I got my BS from Northwest Missouri State University. And then I did my master also with Central Missouri State University, CMSU. I got my MBA there. And then I came to Bahrain, worked for Babco. There I was sent to Japan. I spent around 6 months in Japan studying economic development policy. While doing the economic courses, I took many workshops in art and traditional Japanese art like ikebana, shodo, chigiri, which is like a paper collage, Japanese paper collage. So I learned a lot in Japan. I learned how they think, how they do art. I have done a lot of workshops in Los Angeles, Kansas City, New York, London, and Tokyo, all workshops in art. Although I didn't study art, but I did workshop. I did polish my skills with those kind of workshops. I would say it started at young age when I was 6 years old. When I went to my first grade class, elementary school, first day I went, the teacher, my art teacher, he is a well-known Bahraini artist, Ibrahim Sharif. He is known for his art in Bahrain. He identified my talent, my skill. So he wanted to showcase my art to other students in higher grade. I wanted to show them, hey, I have a younger guy can draw better than you. And that's what you need as an artist. That's that kind of mindset you need to be creative, to be innovative. I mean, we are all slaves to, let's say, to the law of nature, to gravity, but we still can fly. Still, we are free to fly. I mean, with science, with creativity. So we are not slave. That's it. They say, okay, gravity will not allow us. So you need to be creative, but you need to challenge the law of nature. You need to challenge the natural order. I think that was the beginning of my artistic journey. That was my first step into art field, just by now when I reflect on it, I didn't know at that time. But now I think, hey, that was a beautiful move I took at that time. Art is my passion. I mean, it's really my passion. I love art and art loves me. That's what I always say. That's my slogan. I consider myself as a postmodernist when it comes to art style. I don't follow any school of art. I don't follow any traditional or classical art tradition. I just want to be myself. I mean, even though I'm saying this, still I do borrow from those schools or from the past. I borrow elements from them, but I don't strictly adhere to them. I want to be myself. I want to draw, or I want to paint what I love and love what I paint. I just want to be myself. Art is the only space in the universe where gives me the individuality, where it gives me to be myself, to be Adel Al-Abbasi. Otherwise, in other spaces, you have to conceal your feelings, your inner feelings. But in art, I can express myself. I can express my emotions the way I want, my inner feelings. As for my inspirational sources of inspiration, I think I get inspiration. I mean, I can say from a contour of a cloud to a crack in the ground. I get it from literature, from poetry, from written words. Written words are, I would say, are good source for me, for my palette. I mean, it enriches my palette. All these elements that I'm talking about are fertile ground for my visual translation actually. So this is my source of inspiration. As an artist, I don't believe in the notion, I don't believe in the concept of art for the sake of art. To me, art should serve some kind of noble causes. I mean, the concept of art for the sake of art distract artists from their higher purposes. It undermines, or I would say it neglects, the power of transformative power of art. That's what, when you say art for the sake, I just want to draw. So actually art has to be for a higher purpose. It has to be for a noble cause. Should be for something like sustainability, for green peace, for justice, for equality, for things like that. I mean, you cannot just say art for the sake of art. No, you should do it for a good purpose. As you can see, in most of my paintings, I try to promote the paradoxical concept. The opposite, what do you call it? I would call it paradoxical, a contradicting concept, which, basically telling others to accept diversity, to have dialogue. In most of my painting, you can see two different opposing concepts. I mean, you can see modernity and tradition. You can see, black and white. You can see old and, young. So I like to put those, I like to promote that, and I like to promote diversity and dialogue. And I always say, in all my paintings, you can see the two, in my painting in the museum right now, it's about modernism and tradition. I call the painting Ascending Legacy. It links Bahrain history, it links ancient era and modern era of Bahrain. As you can see from the painting, it's a kind of dialogue between history and the modernity, between tradition and innovation, between organic or nature and man-made. I purposely painted it in two colors, red and white, representing our national identity. I mean, once you see it, you get the spirit of Bahrain. I mean, when you draw such a thing, your palette goes bankrupt of colors. You cannot use other colors. When you think of Bahrain, these are the two colors. Although I have some other colors for lining, like black and grays and for shading. But mainly, I mean, the heavy color is red and white. In terms of composition, I have two elements, most important element. On one side is the gazelle, drawn in a very, I would say, primitive, that was found in our ancient civilization ceilings, and a rocket or a handmade paper rocket or airplane on the other side. The gazelle is turning his face or her face towards the future, towards the space. I painted it in different layers, different color layers with different background to evoke the feeling of our history or different historical periods that we went through, which is the ancient civilization. You can see it through the seals, and the Islamic civilization, Islamic era or Islamic period. You can see it through Islamic geometries and calligraphy and some poems. The painting in itself, as I said, it's a dialogue between modernity and tradition. It gives the viewers to reflect or to think of their own journey towards the future, encouraging them to kind of honor their past, honor their ancestors, grandfathers, and to appreciate their history and heritage while they are ambitiously going forward to their future. I did recently a painting, it's about Bahraini woman, which is, modernism and traditional Bahraini woman. So I try to preach or promote acceptance of others, the diversity, accepting others' opinion, others' point of view. The most inspirational place for me in Bahrain is Manama Souk. I love the architecture of the place. Again, you see old buildings versus modern buildings. It just matches my theme. I love the narrow street, the random, of the buildings and streets, and also I love the diversity of Manama. It's a melting pot. You see all kinds of people with different background working, all they work together. There's a kind of coexistence, So they all work together, it's a very peaceful. And then I like products there, when I walk in souk or in the market, especially where they sell fabrics, materials for clothes. I mean, just imagine, you see, as an artist, I love to see the fabrics. I mean, I love the vibrancy of colors. I love elegance of, let's say, patterns. I love the richness of texture of those material. So if you put all this together, I mean, it's just all are contradicting each other. You have, in terms of product, you see digital products, and then you see traditional handicrafts and these old items. So I mean, this again, we go back to my theme, those opposing concepts. And Manama for me, I mean, it's my childhood place. I lived in around the souk. I have a deep connection to it. It's really, when I go there, I would say I smell the essence of the past. It's nostalgic for me. See the prospect of the future. So both are there. I mean, the past and the future. You see it in Manama. the concept of having two opposing things, concept in the market. I mean, to have a modern and tradition, to have people from different backgrounds, to have different products. That's by itself, it's a theme for me, for my art. I mean, you can see it in my paintings. You can see a woman wearing abaya, but then she's wearing something, she puts a radio in her hand. I mean, you can see that in the market. So that's why I really love Manam. I mean, I love the concept of, integrity. I mean, the integration of people and the place. Before I start any work, I'm sculpting or painting, I have to do some research. I do read about them and see if anyone has done the same, or because I don't want to do something that someone else has done. I want to do something creative, new, and then, or something add to whatever has been done. So before I start, I clean the place. I mean, for me, the place is a sacred place. I clean everything. I clean my brushes, my water, my area. When I paint, I really ascend. I mean, I escape. I mean, my brushes are my wings. I fly with. I go out, and I can spend hours without even feeling I am sleepy. I can spend hours. I mean, this is the only place, or this is the only activity that I can say it's, I don't feel tired, I don't feel sleepy. It's like an anti-sleeping pill. When I sit, I can draw till morning or even until next day. And it's very difficult to decide when to stop a painting. I mean, you don't know when. I mean, that's very critical, when to sign it. Is it good? Do I go further or I stop it? That's a very critical question, and that's what makes you different than other artists. Is your work mature? Did it reach maturity? So it's not an easy, this is the most difficult part of art. It's not starting it. It's when when to stop is because once you stop, that's it. It's very hard to go back. That's it, you want to stop it. Now, is it good or not? Maybe you go further, you destroy it. That happens a lot of time. So I really get ready mentally. And even before I draw, I do some doodles to prepare my mind. I do a lot of doodles, to see whether I am in a good mood, I can do things or not. So that's how I do I start my art. An artwork can take hours or can take even half an hour. I mean, it's very relative. It depends on your work. I mean, for me, I have another job. I work in a banking industry, so I come at night and in my temple. So sometimes it takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Sometimes it takes 2 days. Depends on the piece. It's not. I cannot tell you. It takes 2 hours, 3 hours. I have paintings that took me maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, because I have very short hours at night, and that's how it works with me. The closest artwork to my heart, it's a painting I have recently done it. It's called Silent Power. It's about a lady, it's a Bahraini lady wearing abaya, the traditional cloak or traditional gown abaya, and she has a boxing gloves. So I mean, the whole painting depicts that, talks about that, Bahraini woman with her traditional outlook. People think they are oppressed, they are suppressed, they are, backward. But what I am saying, I say, hey, they honor the tradition, and they are bashful, they are modest, but yet they are very modern. They are strong, they are resilient. they they are ready to fight. They are ready to fight challenges of life. So in fact, that painting became very iconic. A lot of people use it on Bahrain's Women's Day. A lot of female took that from my Instagram and used it, becoming an iconic in Bahrain, I would say. Even during the exhibition, when Sheikh came and opened it, said, this painting will remain in Bahrain's history. It will stay because people will remember it. It's very unique when you see Bahraini woman with the modern gloves. Because boxing is modern. Somehow that's what I wanted to portray. It's it's a traditional woman against modernism. We go back to my theme. I have participated in many exhibitions and competitions. The most noticeable award that I got was winning the Adana Award in Bahrain, which is the first award in Bahrain, in annual exhibition in the museum. So award Adana, and then that was in 2011, and then in 2012 I won the appreciative award. Those two were my biggest achievements. I have participated in many other exhibitions annually. I have I have exhibited while student in the US, while in Japan, and in the Gulf. These are my basically participation in art. As for the support, of course, first comes my wife, and the biggest support that she gives me, this is space. When I am here, she gives me the space to work. Plus, she encourages me. They come and sit they come and sit there, while I am painting. Even my kids, they come and sit here and watch me. Sometimes they don't want to watch TV. They come and sit and look at me here while they are on their phones or they eat At childhood, my father was the biggest. My father, may his soul rest in peace, he was the biggest supporter. He always took me to exhibitions. Although he didn't like modern art, he was more into traditional art, into antique, into heritage. But he never said no to me. He would drive me all the way to different exhibitions, to see, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, he would take me. I remember he paid for anything, even if the material or tools were expensive, he would have paid. He never said no. He always wanted to nurture my talent. I asked for Super 8 camera, and he bought me, and I was 11 years old. 11 years old was a lot for that time. 11 years old to have a Super 8 movie camera. So he always supported me. In fact, he kept my old paintings. He kept my old paintings in his store, because I went for 8 years to the US, and he kept them because they moved the house. And then he kept them in his store so he can surprise me one day to show me my artworks. But unfortunately, his store or workshop got into fire, and big fire, and all my paintings got burned also. So he never, I was surprised. He never felt bad about losing the business or losing his wealth, but he really felt bad of losing my artworks. Yes, looking back, I think I've been very fortunate to have family support. Without them, I couldn't, continue with art. My future plan, for art, I think I would like to have a retrospective exhibition for my doodles. I do a lot of doodles. I do a lot of scratches, I do a lot of, and I have built a character, the woman, you see it, I doodle it a lot, every day, maybe 10 of them. So I have thousands of them. So I would like to do some kind of retrospective exhibition just about this character, how she was and how she evolved to wherever she is now, and how probably in future will be different, So I would like to have a retrospective on particular of my doodles. The other one, I would like to have an open air exhibition of my arts, of my sculpture, big sculptures. An exhibition in, let's say, in Corniche, or in a garden or park or whatever you call it, or even if it's in the desert. So just in an open air space, I'd like to have big sculptures where people come and see my artworks. My recommendation to the young generations who are interested in art, I would tell them, be yourself. Don't follow others. Do whatever you want to do. As I said, this is art. It should come from your, from your inner feelings. You need to work, you need to attract viewers' side. You need to attract their inner feelings also, their emotion. You need to connect them deeply with your painting. And to do that, you need to learn composition in art. Composition is just a strategy where you put your object in the art, how to move the viewer's eye, where you move them in the art. I mean, how to balance your painting, to have a harmony in your painting, how to have different, balance it with color, with visual weight. Color has a visual weight. So you need to know all these elements of, even where to put your, let's say, object in the painting. You put it in the middle or on the side or in the third quarter. Yeah? It's just learn composition. Go ahead and study it. With my art, I would like to give message to the world, of connection. I want to celebrate diversity. I want to tell people, just see beauty in everything. See nothing but beauty. As the saying goes, God is beautiful and He loves beauty. So see beauty in everything. And I would like to preach beauty and take beauty out of everything and show it to the other world. I think this is my message, and I want to tell them art should serve, as I said before, serve a noble cause. Don't go for cheap art, just drawing things that has no value. You want to give a message. Art, it's not lifetime project, it's a life project. It's forever. It's not just a project for life, no, it's a life. Even when you are not here, your art should be there. People will see it, people will get message out of it. There's an episode or a series or even a biography book, I would call my life, I would call the book or the series, let's put it in bracket, Standing Alone. When you see beauty in every aspect of life, and you see nothing but beauty in every, let's say, even in every chaos, in every problem, and every difficulties, then you walk alone. Then you stand alone in this journey, in life journey. You stand alone at birth, you stand alone when you face problems in life. You stand, be it sickness, difficulties, natural catastrophe, chaotic life, unrest, you stand alone. No one is around you. Maybe your family will feel for you, but you are sick. You feel the pain. So you stand alone in life. And then you stand alone the hereafter. You stand alone in front of God. So having said that, doesn't mean you be alone. Don't have family, don't seek assistance from people. No, in fact, just acknowledging standing alone makes you stronger. You have to be, I would say, self-reliance, your resilience, your confident to face challenges. In life, you stand alone. Standing alone is the name of my episode or the name of my life journey.